Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and another video. If you are new to my channel, my name is Sierra and my channel is dedicated to my life and everything in between. Before I get started today, because this video is not going to be very long, it's more like an update, make sure if you haven't already subscribed to my channel. I will give you time right now. Go. All right, I hope you did it. I give you time. Anyways, today again, it's just, I want to say a spinoff from yesterday, or a more in-depth response to when I went to a mental health facility. It's technically a mental health and a substance abuse hospital. It's a small hospital. I think they house 50 beds, 50. So it's either 50 to 100, but I think it's 50. Anyway, the point that I'm making is this was me and my other two classmates' first time doing our mental health rotation, which is actually a rotation that I couldn't wait for. And the reason why I couldn't wait for it is because, I don't know if you guys know this already, you probably don't, but my mom is a psych NP. So she's a psych nurse practitioner. She also has, she technically has dual certification. She has family and psych, but she don't like using family, and I can completely understand why she doesn't. And my sister, she is actually gonna be graduating, I want to say this November. So as you can already imagine, I've been hearing a lot about psych, and whether that's in the nurse practitioner role or just being as a registered nurse on the floor, I just hear about psych overall compared to med-surg, ER, ICU. And I've been told quite a few times that psych may be where I shine the most at. What I would say is, though, when I was there, it was shocking to say the least. What I want to start off by saying is we're all walking amongst people who have mental health issues and substance abuse issues. The only difference is more times than not, they're probably not out there with the people who are in the mental health facilities. They're not really out there. They're not really having psychosis or anything like that. And if they are, we typically just walk away from them, you know. But when you're working there, you got to deal with it. You got to deal with the good, the bad, the mood swings, you know, the hallucinations, the paranoia, the antisocial individuals as well. You got to deal with all of that on top of substance abuse, because what I have always known and what they confirmed with me when we were there doing orientation is a good 70 to 80% of mental health issues is substance abuse induced. And that's more of a reason why I stay away from a lot of substance abuse. And keep in mind, guys, this does include alcohol. I know with the world today, like, we make it seem like alcohol isn't that hard on your body as comparison to like cocaine. And sorry, my battery died, y'all. But what was I saying? So yes, about 70 to 80% of mental health issues is substance abuse induced. So that's even more reason for us to stay away from the drugs, and that includes drinking alcohol a lot. I mean, you can get liver cirrhosis that can then lead to hepatic encephalopathy and everything else. Like, too much of anything is bad. And I would say when it deals with the harder drugs like fentanyl and any of those hard drugs, don't try it at all, guys, because if your brain functions are not entirely intact, all it takes is one bad trip, and I mean one bad hit, really, for you to be up in that facility. And there's nothing that you can do to undo it. It's just is what it is. So if you don't want that to be you, don't do it. And then of course you have the smaller percentage that is genetics, as well as obsessive compulsive disorder. I mean, you name it. These things can also be hereditary. So anyway, I say all that to say, just don't do it. Don't do it. Stay away from these hard drugs. I would even say to stay away from weed, because guys, nowadays you think that you getting one thing, and me and you both know a lot of these people that sell these things, such as, let's say, marijuana, they're using fillers. They're using a lot of synthetic drugs. So you think you're getting weed, but really you got weed laced with fentanyl, or weed laced with, I don't know what other drugs out there, shroom, I mean, you name it. So just stay away from it altogether. But anyways, me and my other 2 classmates, we went there, and it was an interesting experience. It was interesting. And I do understand as well, that one facility that we went to, it doesn't speak to all of the facilities that's out there. So I kept that in mind. I was a bit in a shock, like I said, because I mean, you hear these stories, and they even told us stories where they had to use 4-point restraints, or they had to give them the, what is it called? The emergency treatment order, or the cocktail. And that's pretty much like when they're so aggressive, you need to sedate them really quick. You just inject them and they out like a light. But you hear all these things only for us to then be told, okay, all right, we're gonna go on the floor with them. And then you're walking by all these rooms, and you see some people talking to themselves. You see people walking up and down the building. You know, you see some people just staring at you like this. I mean, mental health is very, very real. We were in there, we didn't do anything. We really, like I said, it was just orientation. This wasn't a clinical rotation. It was just an orientation, and we had to do a CPI class, which I believe is short for crisis prevention intervention, maybe. But the people there that we met, they seemed very cool. They seem very relaxed, but they don't let their guard down when they're on those certain floors. They even told us that. They didn't even have to tell me that. I don't let my guards down at all. I understand what I'm up against, and I understand that you can't be the voice for someone who is hearing voices, if that's that particular person. You know, you can't. You just have to always have your guard up. I know the next time I come, I'm gonna have to put my hair up. I don't know how. It's gonna take a lot, but I had it like this, and even still, I was kind of like, anything could happen with that. So I don't know. I'm gonna try to do something with this hair. But you had a lot of, they had a lot of staff that wore their hair down, like just down. I'm like, ooh, I don't know. I be thinking the worst. I be thinking the worst, and I'm like, anything can happen. Anything can happen. But it was a nice experience. Starting next week, next Saturday to be exact, that's when we're gonna actually be doing our rotation. And they told us for our rotations, we're strictly gonna be observing. They say don't get really close to the patient, remain about a 2 feet distance apart. You know, you could talk to them, but don't divulge any personal information. You know, the whole 9. Again, they didn't have to tell me that. I understand that they did. They got to cover their bases, but I wasn't going to do that no way. I'm not going to do, you have to know why you're here. We're here to help the vulnerable of the vulnerable population, and they are vulnerable to their mind. So you can't really fight that too much. You just got to try to medicate them and speak to them like they are, you know, a human being. Give them food and the whole 9. So I'm not too sure what we're going to be doing, but I know majority of it we're going to be observing. We were told that. I am very okay with that. We just got to fill out our care plans and whoop-de-whoop, do what we got to do on the back end of things so that we get the credit for the hours. But yeah, that was it, y'all. So far, so good. Like I said before, my last video, after this class, I am now going to be on the 3 C's. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. And the 3 C's is community, collaborative, and the last class is capstone. And from what we've been told, those 3 classes, we're just going to be taking exam after exam after exam after exam, because the whole goal is for them to prepare us for NCLEX. So I'm looking forward to that, guys. Like I said before, I really wish they could have just put those classes into one so that I can hurry up and graduate. But I understand why they did it the way they did. It's very course heavy, it's exam heavy, and I cannot afford to fail any classes. I have came this close to failing, I want to say definitely 1 class, but no more than 2. I've came really close to failing, and I don't like that feeling at all. Chamberlain is making some changes to, well, not some, they're making a lot of changes actually. And we just gotta kind of get on the roll with it, you know. There is a space for us to complain and for us to just feel like, oh my gosh, this is overwhelming, because we reserve the right to have our feelings. But then it gets to a point where it's also like, okay, so what are we going to do about it? There's nothing we could do about it. They have an entirely new team trying to fix what the team before them messed up, so we've heard. And we just got to go along with it. So you can't cry over spilt milk. You just got to keep it going and make it to the finish line. But other than school, I'm just going to put a little snippet of my fat loss journey. I have been seeing some shedding, some muscle growth, or what I would say is, I'm not sure if it's more muscle growth or if me losing fat is just highlighting more of my muscle growth. I'm not too sure. My menstrual cycle do come on in a few days, so I have been noticing that I've been retaining water. I know my body. I know the way my rings fit and the way my fingers feel and everything. You know yourself, right? So you know when your body is starting to change. And I've been getting premenstrual cramps. It's like the precursor for the real cramps. So I'm not weighing myself intentionally because I don't want to psych myself out with the number that I'm gonna see on that scale. I'm just going by progress photos, which I will highlight in the next video. I want to highlight this in the next video because this video is really just about me going to a mental health facility and substance abuse place. But yes, I'm going to make another video and I'm going to show y'all both photos and videos side by side of how I looked 1 month compared to the next month, because I'm doing monthly progress photos and videos. So stay tuned for that. But anyways, y'all, this will conclude the video. Again, I told you I wasn't going to be too much longer. What time is it? It's 1:40 p.m. Thank God classes is over, so I ain't got nothing to study for. I did print out my new calendar for my new class. I'm taking evidence-based practice class. That's online. And I'm taking, of course, mental health to go with the mental health clinicals that's coming up. So I printed out one of the calendars for evidence-based practice, but my mental health class, they haven't uploaded the syllabus nor the calendar. So I'm just waiting on that because I want to stay ahead of the game. And on the work side, y'all keep praying for me. I did a follow-up kind of interview or walkthrough with a certain company, and I've been reached out to via Indeed by 2 other companies that let me know that they are looking at my resume, and if it's a good fit, they'll contact me to come in for an in-person interview. My fingers are crossed. I really do hope and I pray that if I don't get a call today, I get a call at least next week, because your girl needs some coins. You know, I've had a good ride. I haven't had a job more times than I had a job in my nursing journey. While I've been in nursing school, I have been unemployed more than I have been employed. And I'm happy that it lasted this long because I wasn't stressing out. I was able to have my head in the books. I'm still a procrastinator though, but at least it makes me procrastinate a little less because I got nothing but time. And it's been showing in my exams, in all of the quizzes that we take. But like I said in my other videos, you know, it's come a time where it's becoming a bit overwhelming, and I got this Chamberlain payment plan. That's really why I have to do it, because of this Chamberlain payment plan, due to them increasing their tuition for the 2nd time in a year, which is absurd. And another reason why I would not recommend you go there, guys. I personally won't. You do what you want. But that and many, many more reasons is why I just would not advise you go to Chamberlain. God, I just would not. But hey, do what you want to do you, boo. Anyways, until next time, guys, make sure you sound off in the comment section below. I'm going to give you another few seconds to like this video and to subscribe, okay? It's free of cost and it does nothing but help me grow my channel. I've been busting out like content, as you can see on my page, left and right as much as possible. And I know YouTube is not the same as it used to be, where they push you up on the algorithm as easily. I know that I feel like YouTube is oversaturated. It's just so many people like myself trying to hop on. So it makes it a little bit more tougher for me to reach the algorithm, but I know with you it's possible. So if you made it to the end of this video, you are the real MVP. Sound off in the comment section below. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, and shameless plug, I have a second channel that's called Beauty by Mirrors. I'm gonna link it right here. You see right there. Make sure you also go to that channel, and it's also linked in the description of this video right here. You just gotta look under the, y'all know what to do, look under the description and you'll see. But that channel of mine is solely about self-love, loving ourselves more. I share a lot more of my personal experiences with lack thereof of self-love, and what I have done and what I can continue to do to love myself more every day, while knowing that every day nobody is 100%. Not even your favorite stars. We're all human, right? But it's just really about showcasing loving ourselves more. And I have advice for days. So make sure you go over to that channel and like, comment, and subscribe as well. It's a fairly new channel. I got 5 subscribers so far. My hope is to get at least 50 in a month. So we'll see how that goes. But until next time,